Good morning, everyone. Today's gospel, we continue in John chapter 10, and these are the verses 22 through 30. The feast of the dedication was taking place in Jerusalem. It was winter, and Jesus walked about in the temple area on the portico of Solomon. So the Jews gathered around him and said to him, "How long are you going to keep us in suspense? If you are the Christ, tell us plainly." Jesus answered them, "I told you, and you do not believe. The works I do in my Father's name testify to me, but you do not believe because you are not among my sheep. My sheep hear my voice. I know them, and they follow me. I give them eternal life, and they shall never perish. No one can take them out of my hand. My Father, who has given them to me, is greater than all, and no one can take them out of the Father's hand. The Father and I are one." The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Today's Gospel, we continue on that whole theme of the shepherd, the good shepherd that is there. And in this one, we have this incident that takes place on the Feast of Dedication, which is Hanukkah. This is a day in which, during the time of Jesus, Herod puts the splendor of the temple in incredible beauty. The Festival of Lights, the enactment of that great time when the Maccabees, where they fought against the powers of the Gentiles and was able to establish again worship in the temple as God had prescribed. And so it's on this festival of the dedication where he is the light of the world, comes in there, and there is a group who gather around there, and they ask this simple question. Don't keep us in suspense. Are you the Christ? And tell us plainly. Now, what's going on here? Now, it should be pretty apparent by everything that Jesus has done and said that he is, in fact, the Christ. Christ means the Messiah, the Mashiach, the one who is promised. So everything about it should be there. But why are they asking him to say this to them? Well, I think it has something to do with saying, we want you to tell us that you are this so that we can evaluate whether or not you really are the official one who is the Christ. So it's a kind of a struggle of powers, as it might be. And Jesus isn't going to play with this game. He's not going to be involved in this submission that's saying, I'll submit to your kind of scrutiny and you decide whether or not I'm the Christ or not. That's not what it's all about. He answers them, "I told you, and you do not believe. The works I do in my Father's name testify to me." And then he goes on to this whole discourse about, "My sheep hear my voice. I know them, and they follow me. I give them eternal life, and they shall not perish, and no one can take them out, because my Father has given them to me. And the Father and I are one." So it should be pretty clear and plain from this conversation that Jesus is making a declaration about who he is, but he's not submitting it to their scrutiny. Yes, they can scrutinize it, but he's saying, let the testimony speak for itself. That's where it's all at. If you see what the testimony is saying, am I in the Christ or not? You're going to have to answer that. And if you answer that in the affirmative, you will know. And you will know because you will hear my voice and know that I am following with the Father, and the Father and I are one in our voice. And you will be part of that, the sheep of his flock. It's an amazing conversation that goes on in today's gospel. A beautiful one that dovetails what we just had yesterday. And it gives us hope as we listen daily in our walk of faith to follow after the Master. Let Him be the Master of our lives. Let us listen to His voice every single day of our lives, and in particular in these trying days. Stay safe. Hopefully we will see you soon. I think there's possible word that we may be able to open up a little bit more for worship together. I know so many of you want this. Let's believe God for that. Hopefully see you soon. Bye.